How's everybody today? Pete here at Spawn Fly Fish, ready for another fly tying tutorial. And as much as balance is important in our daily lives, how about for fishing? That's right, today we are going to tie the Balanced Leech. So grab your vise, grab your tools, let's have some fun. In the vise today, we are starting with the Ahrex FW555 in a size 10. And instead of putting the bead on first, we're just going to lay a little thread layer down here. Nothing to it. And trim off that tag end. So this will be slightly different than regular, just because, again, we're tying a balanced leech. And in order to tie a balanced leech, you need a couple things. First is going to be a pin, and this happens to be the fly pin or balanced fly pin from Hareline. And then you're going to need a tungsten bead. And I know before you get too crazy and start yelling at me, tungsten is very expensive right now. I get it. But there's something about this fly. If you're not tying balanced leeches, you should give it a shot. So this is the pin, but with a bead slipped on. And the difference here is I've cut that back end so that I don't need this to ride all the way down the hook shank. I'd say, roughly 2/3 or 3/4 of that hook shank. And as far as how far this bead sticks out, for this specific hook and the way it balances, if you imagine enough space to fit another bead in there, that's roughly where you want to be. Once you've tied this on and finished your fly, of course, do yourself a favor and tie it onto some leader material and suspend it in a glass of water, and just make sure it is exactly where it needs to be. And again, I've been tying these a lot, and this is exactly where I want that all to sit. So then if you want, you can come through and just a little bit of super glue and all that good stuff, really, really secure that pin to the hook shank. But I can assure you this is going to be just fine and be plenty strong. Once we have this, and this is a very simple fly. We're just tying a dubbing leech here. So don't go too crazy with it unless you really feel like you need to. This one's going to be pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to come down to a couple wraps down the curve here, and then I'll come back up. And I don't want a lot of creep down the end here. None of that. We're just going to keep it simple. So let me collect my tail material here. So for the tail, I'm using Shaggy dub and just a small amount of purple and a small amount of black. And I'm just going to veil this around the thread, and then I'll bring all of it up to the shank at once. And you don't need a lot of material here. Less is more. We don't want a big bushy tail. We just want something that flows out right off the end. Now, when you watch, I'm going to place this chunk of Shaggy dub right against the back end of that cut pin. And then I'll simply work my thread down to where I left that little indicator of where I wanted that tail to be. And that's why I like to bring those shaggy fibers. As you can see, I hit the end of that pin and busted that thread, but we're going to be all right. We're going to work through it. Forgive me for 1 second. Got to get that thread restarted. So let me get that back on. I'll cut the tag in once more, and then hopefully skip over that jagged cut point on that pin and just grab where that thread broke, like so. Nothing to it. Of course, you could start it all over, but we got the camera running. I want you guys to see, breaking thread happens. What can you do? Start it over, catch that thread, cut out any of this shaggy that moved in the wrong spot. Now, as far as the length on these fibers for the tail, I want to go pretty short, but I don't want a square cut, so I'll pull some of them and just start trimming away until I get it to where I think it looks okay. And again, I'm going to let the mix of black and purple just do what black and purple does on still water, namely catch a bunch of fish. So now we're going to prepare our dubbing noodle. or our thread for the dubbing noodle, I should say. So I need to make a loop here. And I'm going to come back and take 3 wraps around that loop with my thread, and then bring that little knot right up to the shank, come forward, angle wraps, come back to it, and now that loop won't move. I want it to start right there, and that's where it's going to end. No movement. So at this point, I can start getting some thread wraps here. And for my tying, I like to do about 3 passes here. And what it's going to do is build up just a little bump of thread right where that bead is. And so it's not going to jump around on me a terrible amount. And then by the time I finish with this loop and get it all the way up, it'll help hold that bead in place. And so I'm going to open up that thread with 3 wraps because we took 3 wraps around it with our bobbin. So now the fun part. We're going to use a new dub. This is in the Unreal series, and this is Peacock Black. I've been fishing this for a little while now, and it is simply deadly. The fish, especially here at our local lakes, have really responded well. I even fished it last night and can tell you I would catch a fish, switch over to something else just to see if they were, friendly and wanted to play with everything. Turns out all they wanted was this Peacock Black Unreal dub. And this is the same tail and bead combination that I was using. I've had a lot of success with the Peacock Coffee, but I wanted something even darker. And of course, Peacock Black was what came into my mind a long time ago. And I've been fiddling with it, go out and fish it, come back, fiddle with it some more until you get just the right perfect combination of flash and color in there. And this stuff is amazing. Another little change to this Unreal Dub 2, we did have some requests that it be just slightly longer and specifically for leech application. And so this, moving forward, you'll see just a subtle difference in the Unreal Dub. The only difference is that, again, it's getting cut just slightly longer in that blend process. And so if you like tying leeches, you don't have to stick with it as just a thoracic type dubbing. It's going to now be long enough to do exactly what we're doing today. It's just tie it in a leech. So I'm going to get all this goodness brushed out after I've spun it up. And you know how this works when you're tying leeches, especially, balanced leech, anything for still water like this, thin. You don't want a big chunk or big block of dubbing. We just need it thin so that it can breathe as it moves in the water, because it's all about the expansion and collapse or concentric move. And that's the way a natural leech moves in the water. It pulls in and then shoots it out as it propels itself forward. And that's why when you pause and when you're stripping a leech or whatever, that pause is when it looks like it's breathing in. And then as you strip it, it looks like it's expelling that to push itself forward. And that's what we want to emulate. So you don't need a lot of dubbing here, just need it in the right spots. And so if anything, getting past the hook eye, it's not terrible by any means. There you go. Just work it around there, take your time. And that's it. I know for some people, they maybe haven't tied balanced leeches. Maybe there's a trepidation there, a little bit of fear. So I wanted to tie one on camera, show you there's absolutely nothing to it. There we go. So I've got all the dubbing from my loop tied in or wrapped in. And now it's just a matter of tying off the loop. So we're going to just take a few, maybe 4 wraps of our thread over the loop. And then I can safely remove my spinner, pull all that goodness back, and you can see there's just a little bit of space right there. But as we tie this down, it's going to fill in and that bead doesn't spin anymore. And that's perfect. That's what we want. Cut that little tag end out. And let's go ahead and finish this thread neck. Again, don't be shy. Go ahead and really jam some thread in there. And then we're just going to whip finish. like so. About one of the simplest leech patterns I think you can tie. Of course, the only way to go simpler is if it's not balanced, but something about having that sit horizontally like a real leech, it sure does seem to make a difference as far as a fish preference to eat it versus not eat it. And so now, before we head cement this deal, we've got our brush again, and we're going to very thoroughly brush this all out. So I like to brush forward all these fibers first, and then it's a little easier to see if you have an area that gets clumpy or it has a lot of trapped fiber. So I'm kind of brushing up and down and forward and all that good stuff. This might be overkill, but again, it's a simple fly. Don't make it a task. Just keep it simple. There we go. And then after I've got everything released as far as trapped fibers and all that good stuff, I'll just come from front to back, and that'll lay all those fibers in the proper position. Have a little water here on my tying table. Just going to get my fingertips slightly wetted, and there you can see the effect here. It's just going to slick right back, and it won't look like much to us, but once it's in the water, that flash really pops, throughout the whole thing. Gives it a very 3D effect as far as where that flash happens to sit, and the fish definitely react in a good way. So now, of course, due diligence. Gone to the effort of making this pretty fly. Don't skip this step. Make sure you're putting some head cement on there. And work it all the way around those thread wraps. Make sure it's all covered. And once it is, you are good to go. Nothing to it. I told you guys, pretty quick, very simple. But there is your balanced leech. And again, do yourself a favor, slip some leader material in there, just toss that in a little jar of water, whatever you have handy, and make sure it's going to balance just right for the hook and bead size that you're using. So again, gritty tungsten bead, size 5/32 in Peacock, and that's it. That's if you want to be successful on still water, this is the bee's knees. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I always really appreciate that you spend time with us tying flies. So now it's time to go catch a bunch of fish. But if you do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe. We will see you all on the water.